What if I told you there's a way to approach your deep health that is way less stressful, more enjoyable, and definitely more sustainable? Would you keep watching this video? Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm Coach D from Zenergy Health and Wellness. I'm co-owner with my lovely wife, Shauna, and health and wellness coach here at the studio. Something that's been absolutely game-changing for me in the last handful of years and absolutely has had a positive impact on my clients is starting to work with the all-or-nothing mentality, and in particular, starting to move away from that mentality. What the all-or-nothing mentality is, well, it consumes us. It's everywhere in modern society. Politics, business, everyday life, definitely in health. We look at it as this, which is the all end, or that, which is the nothing end, and there's nothing in between. And guess what? It's not working. It's not helping us. There's more of us that feel confused. We feel like a failure. We feel like health is just something we can't achieve in our lifetime, which is absolute garbage. But that all or nothing mentality has trapped us. It's set up barriers. I want to help you take it down. Okay, so first of all, in the all or nothing mentality, it's a world of extremes, right? We either go full tilt in one direction at the all end, or we go full tilt in the nothing end at the other extreme. The problem is when we spend too much time in those extremes, our deep health is negatively impacted. That's where we start to get chronic health issues happening. And we start to go, I guess I'm just not able to be healthy. But that's a complete lie. So here's what modern society will not teach us, is that the everyday person, general population, you and I, which is the bulk of people on this planet, thrive in between those extremes, never even having to dip into those extremes at all. And if we do dip into those, it's by choice and it's short-lived, and then we come back out. So what we do is we think of approaching health and well-being on a spectrum rather than this extreme or that extreme. So here's the amazing way to do this, and I learned this through my certifications with Precision Nutrition, which I absolutely cannot say enough amazing things about. It completely changed how I coach even after 2 decades in the industry. So if we take the all or nothing mentality and we look at it on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the nothing end, 10 being the all end. We never have to dip into the extremes if we don't want to. And again, we never want to spend too much time there. Instead, we look at this as a spectrum. So we can bob and weave up and down this scale the rest of our lives in anything we do. And we can feel fantastic and have such positive impact on our deep health in doing that. So let's say that most days you spend about a 5 or a 10 effort on that scale, okay? So you're really in the middle. You're not really doing nothing, but you're definitely not at either end. You're just comfortable in the middle. Let's say all of a sudden your rhythms, your routines, your daily health practices are impacted because, well, life starts to flare up. We get work stress, we get maybe family stress or some drama with friends, and suddenly your energy is down, your motivation's down. And so rather than completely going to the nothing end of the scale, we just shift a little bit and we say, okay, what can I do that's a little bit less that might move me to maybe a 3 or a 4 on that scale instead of a 5? And then you put that into action. Maybe I have to dip down to a 2, but you're still doing something. Then on the other end, maybe things open up. Maybe you got a few weeks or even a month or 2 of some quieter times. Work is kind of flowing well. Everything, family's great. No financial stress for a couple months. Wouldn't that be great? So then you say, hey, I feel a lot more energy. I feel a lot more motivation. Let's give a little bit more. But you don't have to go all the way so you exhaust yourself. You can actually just move your needle a little bit on the scale. So instead you say, what could I do that's a little bit more than what I'm doing right now that'll move me to maybe a 6 or a 7 on the scale, maybe even an 8 if I feel like it. But knowing that you don't have to be at any particular point on that scale, as long as you're not pushing yourself to the all extreme or dipping into the nothing end. Doesn't that sound a little less stressful, approaching things in that way? So here's the amazing thing about approaching health, life with this mentality, stepping away from the all or nothing mentality. One of the most common phrases that I've heard over the years is, I fell off the wagon, right? We all know about this wagon. We've never seen this wagon, but we think it's out there. Well, here's the thing. When we step away from the all or nothing mentality, there is no wagon. I think back to one of my favorite movies, The Matrix, where there is no spoon, right? There's no wagon. The wagon mentality completely goes away because it is part of the all or nothing mentality. The wagon is the all or nothing mentality. When you think on a spectrum in between those extremes and you live there and you thrive there, you feel good there, you're never on or off a wagon. You're just doing a little bit less or you're doing a little bit more. That's it. So you're never stopping and you're never exhausting yourself either. It's an amazing tool, approach, mentality, whatever you want to call it. It's game changing. And so many people have felt that change just in learning that. If you begin to put that into practice, I guarantee you your positive health will change. Let's eliminate the idea of the wagon. Let's start to practice moving away from the all or nothing mentality, because I would love for you to feel what I've felt since learning it and what my clients have experienced as well. If you want to chat more about this with me, or you want to learn how you personally can implement stepping away from the all or nothing mentality and creating a change in your health and well-being that you want, connect with me.